there's always that tipping point, and that tipping point is that shock that I talked about. It's like, oh, but how much is this? And then and you want to align this to how much revenue your business is making, right? So that's one of the first things. It's like, is this sustainable? And actually, you reach a point. There's plenty of examples out there, like Dropbox and other people that started their journey as into the cloud, and then eventually realized and recognized it's actually a little bit cheaper if I do this on-prem, and I get more control over this, right? And then I can start to manage my costs, etc. So the pivot from going from there to back on-prem, this is one of the things, the benefits that we can bring when I talked about co-location as well. You don't want to be in the data center game. Like, that's not for me. Like, I just want to focus on my efforts on producing the software or the products and services that we can kind of deliver. But I want to do this at a more cost-effective way. You talked about Barclays and how that was more cost-effective, and that's not going to be too dissimilar. The bit that we have to kind of like work with clients who are interested in understanding and unpacking if it is cheaper or not is for us to really kind of get under the covers and understand, okay, well, what does your operating model look like? Are you fully on, or are you full cloud native, or are you based on standard VMs? Depending on what you've done and how you've architected your house, to for want of a better word, we have proven migration methodologies and tooling to move you not just back, but also backwards and forwards into other clouds as well, if you wanted to. So, with an extended unified data fabric, for example, you can have a single global namespace across AWS, across Azure, across GCP, and on premises, and you can move your workloads around across all of those. So that's specifically for a certain type of use case. We've made acquisitions in this space with companies like Zerto and things like that, which enable replication-based moves, etc. So there's a whole, I'm just skirting off the top of my head now, but like there's a few tools that we would use and methodologies, but a lot of this has to be about the de-risk of moving, as well as not just it's cheaper, so I should move it. Because when you start thinking about security, I'm working with a current bank out in the UAE, and it's they're looking at micro segmentation, so something different and never really done from a networking perspective, and actually deploying that requires a little bit more rigor and understanding about how things and what things are connected to what. So again, migrations absolutely can be done. It's just a matter of working with us to figure out what's the best methodology to do it. But there will come a time when, if you've been a successful business, and I hope you are, there will come a time when it will be like, do you know what, maybe better if I do this in-house. So I'll leave it there.
And I would add one final part to that, and it's around supply diversification. Yeah, and really is at some of the basic levels of things. It's all well and good doing your backups and your disaster recovery type capability in a public cloud, but actually when it really goes to the wall, you probably want some supply diversity in there. So why wouldn't you have your backup environment and your DR environment not in the same cloud as you've got the major part of your workload? It makes relatively little sense to me to have your disaster recovery environment inside the same cloud, whether it be in a different availability zone or not, the same cloud provider as you would do the actual workload itself.